I'm live this week. I'm so excited. Hello, Gold. Am I the problem? Hey, Strongest. But really, am I the problem? Of course not. Oh, yeah, you know what? Guess what? Today I'm the problem. Proudly so. Hi, lover girl. Hi, Cindy. Hi, everyone. Welcome to a brand new week, a week of possibilities, a week of gifts giving, a week of love giving, a week of problems, good problems. Do you know that problems are actually good? Because problems would help, will teach you, will teach you a lesson for sure. Problems will make you see opportunities that you didn't see earlier. Problems will make you smart, make you intelligent so that you can solve the problem. So problems can be generally good depending on how you see them. So am I the problem? Maybe yes. Hello, Salvation. Good morning. How are you? Now let's get into the problem of the day, shall we? Okay, so the problem of the day goes thus. I still love him. Okay, girl, you still love him. We know. Why do you love him? The story goes thus. Salvation says you are the problem. I agree. Today I'm the problem. But are you the problem? Okay, so let's get into the story of the day. We were in love. He said he was going to marry me. Then I got diagnosed with PCOS. My period barely came once a week. He's a doctor, so he knew what that meant. Or at least he thought he knew. One day he told me that he was scared of a future without children. Then he left. I cried, I was sad, but I managed to heal and I moved on. Now I have 3 kids. Whoa. How does somebody who has PCOS now have 3 kids? That is amazing. Anyways, now I have 3 kids. God did. I bumped into him the other day and hey Johnny, thank you for the heart me. I bumped into him the other day and he made me blush. Aww. He's still searching for a wife though. And truth is, I never stopped loving him. Will I be the problem if I take him back? Hi darling, how are you? Did we get the problem of the day or should I go again? We were in love. He said he was going to marry me. Then I got diagnosed with PCOS. My period barely came once a year. He's a doctor, so he knew what that meant, or at least he thought he knew. One day, he told me he was scared of a future without children. Then he left. I cried. I healed. I moved on. Now I have 3 kids. God did. I bumped into him the other day and he made me blush. He's still searching for a wife. And truth is, I never stopped loving him. Will I be the problem if I take him back? So yeah, let's talk about the story and more. If she takes him back after he left her because she had PCOS, because he thought that she won't be able to have a child. But guess what? When he left, she had 3 children. Now he wants her back, and she's thinking, will she be the problem if she takes him back? So that's the problem of the day. What are your thoughts? First of all, let's quickly check the meaning of PCOS. PCOS is a polycystic ovary syndrome. It's a common hormonal disorder affecting 10 to 13% of women of reproductive age. It is characterized by androgen, male hormone levels, irregular or absent periods, and often small fluid-filled follicles on the ovaries. It is a leading cause of infertility and can lead to long-term metabolic health issues like 2 diabetes and insulin resistance. So it's something that causes infertility for sure. And he's a doctor, he would know, right? So after realizing that, or thinking, oh wow, she might not be able to have a child, he decided to leave, and now she has 3 children. So sometimes biology can be truth can be true, but it doesn't mean that it's true for everyone. So who is the problem here? Let's talk about it. Hey Harry, hi V Road, Coco Bag, Ambi, hi. Hi everyone. Hi Mobad. Hi Mohammed. Hey Gorge. Hi Poxy. Hey Darren White. Hey Peter. Oforo Mokoro. So I never knew holding this thing like this would be this stressful. Huh, I feel like I have to hold it like this. Hey Samuel. How are you? Thank you, Samuel, for the tip. So, are we answering the question or are we just staring at each other today? Because I know you guys like to just stare at me. Are we solving the problem or are we just staring? Hey, Wizzy Boy. Wizzy Boo, how are you? Hey, Drew. Drew! Been a while, Drew. Where you been? Where you be at? literally coughed into you guys' ears. I'm sorry. Big dancers, kind of. You mean I coughed into your ears, or are you asking if I'm the problem and you're like, kind of? DJ Nice. Hello. How you doing now? You guys, are we solving the problem of the day or not? You guys should be calling in to solve the problem of the day. Hello, Mohammed. You're supposed to be calling. Hey, Balo. Balo Easy. How you doing? We're supposed to be solving the problem of the day. I already told you guys the problem. Why are we not solving this problem? Balo, why are we not solving this problem? Mohammed said, dash me money. Very funny. Me too, dash me money. I need help as well. Samuel, I'm good. How are you? I'm well, DJ Nice. Thanks for tapping. Thanks for the tap, guys. I appreciate it. Let's see if we can get to 5K taps. I'm still on 1K tap, and Mohammed is asking me to dash me money. You can't even get me to 5K. I'm new here. I don't the problem. First time seeing your live. Thank you, Valo. I'm new here. I don't the problem. What do you think I don't the problem? Thank you for coming joining my live stream for the first time. And what do you mean by I don't the problem? Oh, you don't think I'm the problem? Not bad. I'm good. Good to know. Oh, guys, you're really taking me up there. Thank you guys for the taps. Val says, I don't know the problem you're talking about. Oh, okay, because you just joined in. You don't know the problem because you just joined in. So let me tell you the problem. Since we're all here now, hopefully I don't have to repeat myself again. Are you ready? Are you listening? Are you all ears? Are you all ears? Okay, here goes the problem. When I say problem on here, we say the problem means story of the day. Okay. When I say problem, you say kasala. Problem, kasala. Problem, kasala. When I say the problem is, you say problem in. When I say the problem is, problem in. Okay, so the story goes thus. We were in love. He said he was going to marry me. Then I got diagnosed with PCOS. My period barely came once a year. He's a doctor, so he knew what that meant, or at least he thought he knew. One day he told me he was scared of a future without children. Then he left. I cried, I healed and moved on. Now I have 3 children. God did. I bumped into him the other day and he made me blush. He's still searching for a wife, and truth is, I never stopped loving him. Will I be the problem if I take him back? Thank you, DJ Nice. You're too cute to have a problem. Yeah, so someone say casala. When I say problem, you say what? Casala. Okay, did we get story now? Will she be the problem if she takes him back after leaving her because he thought that she was infertile? And now she has three children. They didn't tell us if she was married or not, but she has three children. And now they bumped into each other. She never stopped loving him. And she's asking, will she be the problem if she takes him back now that he left her when he thought that she was infertile? The question is he wanting her back now because she thinks that he can see that she has three children? Is he wanting her back because he regrets leaving her? Is he wanting her back because he couldn't find a wife? Is he wanting her back because he never worked with all other ladies? Is he wanting her back because, he wants to eat his cake and have it? So who's going to be the problem? Will she be the problem if she takes him back? But truthfully, she says she's still in love with him. She's still in love with him. So what are your thoughts? Hey, Laughways, how are you? DJ Nice, how are you? Is the guy still single? Yes, Balo, the guy is still single. He hasn't found a wife yet, and she already has three children. Oh my God. Oh my God. Imagine leaving a woman because you think she's infertile, and then she turns out to have three whole children with another. Now you want her back. He is the problem. Thank you, DJ Nice. Wow, we're almost at 5K. Thank you so much, DJ. So, what is our final verdict? Mhm. Okay, someone's actually calling. Let me see if it's not too late. Where are you located in Lagos? YJ, hi. Someone said, heard you made mention of something like that. What you mean heard I made mention of something like that? You gotta tell me. Thank you, DJ. So why are we not solving this problem though? Is the problem too big to be solved? Is this probleming? Or is the problem a problem? Talk to me. Kábíyèsí o. Kádá ó pẹ́ lórí, kí bàtà ó pẹ́ lẹ́sẹ̀. Happy New Month, Kábíyèsí. Thank you. Kábíyèsí says, what's the problem? Kábíyèsí, finally, you have asked the right question. Kábíyèsí, you have asked the right question because gbogbo àwọn ìjòyè, Ọ̀túnba and the rest, nobody can solve this problem. Oh. Kéré o. Nobody has been able to solve this particular problem, Kábíyèsí. But thank God you are here because I know that when we table this problem before you, the problem will be solved. So Kabiesi, here is the problem. I'm going to read it one more time because it's Kabiesi asking. We were in love. He said he was going to marry me. Then I got diagnosed with PCOS. My period barely came once a year. He's a doctor, so he knew what that meant. Or at least he thought he knew. One day he told me he was scared of a future without children. Then he left. I cried, oh. I healed and I moved on. Now I have 3 children. God did. I bumped into him the other day and he made me blush. Aww. He's still searching for a wife. And truth is, I never stopped loving him. Kabiesi, will I be the problem if I take him back? Thank you, DJ Nice. So here goes your problem. She's still in love with the man that left her when he noticed that. But is she married with 3 kids? They never told us if she's married or not. She just has 3 kids. We don't know if she's divorced, if she's married, but she has 3 kids. Hey Sam Fem Dog, how are you? Sam Fem Dog says you are not the problem. Okay. Obviously says, oh, that's tricky. Okay. Why is it tricky? Sam Sam Fem, why do you think I'm not the problem? Chef Susu, hi. Obviously says, oh, because she now has 3 kids. Yes. So is he coming back to her now because he thinks now that she can give birth, that she has 3 kids, or because he regrets his action, or because he loves her? Some families, because you are too fine to cause problems. By problems, we mean stories here. The stories are the problems, and the problems are the stories. And that's a period. Obviously says, what if the 3 kids is all she can give birth to? Good question. Very good question. Because then when he marries her and realizes that she can't give birth again, what would he do then? Would he leave her for the second time? Any over high. Benny. Somebody says, what's the story? We have to find a way to be putting the story up on here. I need to find a way to put up the story on the screen. Even Kabiesi does did not answer the question again. Kabiesi, are you not going to answer this question? Are we not going to solve this problem, Kabiesi? Kabiesi, no for my hand, though. Hey, Daddy. Hey, Greg. How are you? Kabisi, I need to attend to something really fast. Ekweji. I'll be watching the Kabiyesi ti túlẹ̀. Yeah, 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 yeah. Kabiyesi ti jápa. I'm doing well, Greg. So let me see. If we are to solve this problem, is it the problem? Is she the problem? So let's see. I mean, she's the problem for having PCOS, but again, you can't blame her. These things come like that. So technically, biologically, yes, she's a problem, but socially and relationship wise, no. He is a bigger problem because you like a girl and you want to have kids for sure. But I also understand where he's coming from because he wants to have kids, and now these issues that he's having with the lady, um, and it is showing signs that she might not be able to have kids. And maybe he loves kids, he wants to have kids, and doesn't want to have kids outside with nobody. So it's important that you pick some the people that can help you bring your dreams to reality. That being said, he wanting her back is a huge problem. You already left her. Gordon, thank you so much. You already left her. You think she can have kids? Thankfully, God did for her. She can have kids. Now you want her back. And Kabiyesi said, what if she cannot have kids after those three kids? What will happen? Will you leave her again? So I think he should keep moving. He should go forward and look for his own wife, basically. He's the problem for wanting her back. And she also is a problem for even thinking, oh, I still love him. I mean, now she has a kid. Like, oh, okay, I can see why this is so much of a problem. Problem left, right, and center. No wonder none of us can answer this, can solve this particular problem. Greg says, can you explain more about PCOS and how it causes trauma in women? Well, I mean, PCOS is often about, hormones when a woman has more of the male hormones in her body. And somehow that can lead to so many other factors, and hugely infertility in a woman. I've never had PCOS before, but I read about it, and sometimes it can be quite traumatizing. Let's actually see some of the, because I don't want to speak out of context. So let's see some of the um, symptoms, or is it side effects of PCOS. So the side effects include menstrual irregularities. That's very obvious. Then the high androgens level, that's the male hormones being really high in the body, which means that sometimes you would have weight gain, you have fertility issues. I'm also thinking that if you have all those high androgen level, does it also affect how your hairs come out? Do you start to have beards like a man? And most importantly, you know how the hormones can be very troubling in a woman or in person. You know how when somebody says they have fluctuations of hormones, you know how can that can affect your diet, your sleep, your menstruation, and the rest of that. So I mean, it sounds like a lot though. Sounds like a lot. Let me see. PCOS treatment. So the treatment focuses on managing symptoms, such as excess hair. That means I was correct. I saw a lady on TikTok the other day, and she was growing lots of beards and hair on her chest and stuff like that. that could also be a symptom of PCOS, and how people can look at you and say, "Oh, why do you have hair on your this?" Not knowing that that's how who you are, that's how you are, and people start to judge you and look down on you. Some men don't even want to be with women who have excess hair or who have such symptoms. And then the irregular periods is just not cool at all, because you start feeling less of a woman, and that can be very traumatizing. Can also have acne and all that. And all this thing can be adjusted through lifestyle change. I don't think there's any cure per se, but I think there are drugs that can help you bring down the levels of the hormones, the male hormones in your body, and take it down. You can also have lifestyle interventions, hormonal treatments. It can actually be a lot when women, try to, because there's no um, one and whole cure for it. It's a lifestyle change. It's something that you have to. It's a lot actually. I'm imagining it now, and it's a whole lot. Now imagine now he leaving her in the midst of all that. Instead of fighting through it with her, he is definitely the problem. And being a doctor, you should be more aware of the situation. Being a doctor, you should be more aware of, oh, this is what women go through, not leave her at the time of when she needs him the most. So thank you for asking that question. Hi, Spencer Moore. How are you? Greg says, so how can these issues be directed to fibroid? Wow, you're asking very deep questions today. I'm not a doctor, thanks to AI and the fact that I can read and understand. So let's find out how PCOS can relate to fibroid. While PCOS and fibroids are distinct conditions, PCOS may indirectly increase the risk of developing uterine fibroids. So they're actually very much linked. So the hormonal imbalances in PCOS, specifically higher androgen levels, lead to elevated estrogen and can create an environment that encourages the fibroid growth. Studies suggest a higher incidence of fibroids in women with PCOS. So they're actually very, very much related. So PCOS could also most likely be the underlying reason why women have fibroids. Or it might not be the only, that's not the only cause, but it's one of the causes, because they say the hormones actually encourages women, the hormones, the high level of male hormones, and increases the risk of fibroids in women. Like, it allows the fibroid to grow, it encourages the growth of fibroids in the body. So, wow, that's actually a lot. I mean, I've been seeing, I just know PCOS on a very, shallow level and all that. But reading this today, it's a lot of mental work. So that can actually F with somebody's mental health. Because here you are battling hormones, you can see your body looking different, then you're having infertility issues, and you're having inconsistent periods, and then there's fibroid on one side, growing, and then the doctor is telling you have to come and remove one fibroid. It's a whole lot. Greg says, how do we help women with this condition? Because this can drain them mentally. How do we help women with this conditions? Discussed today. Instead of leaving her there, the man could have been more sensitive, and he's a doctor actually. He could have been more sensitive to help her go through this, to help her with. So yeah, there's no one and fast cure for, but he could have helped with being there for her, not making her feel like she's barren, help her with the lifestyle changes, here and there. But again, let me ask AI how it can be of help, to women that are battling these conditions. How we, that means both men and women can help women um, with PCOS. Because this matter is not, imagine having a sister with PCOS or a family or wife, or a fiance or somebody that you want to get married, a loved one with PCOS. You don't just leave them. Helping women with PCOS involves a multidisciplinary approach focusing on lifestyle. It's all about lifestyle, medical management, emotional support, like I just said, to manage symptoms like insulin resistance, infertility, and hormonal imbalances. Empathy is very, very important, for them in this time. I think as men and women, we can't take the hormones on their behalf. We cannot, solve the issue, but we can be there for them. We can be present for them emotionally. We can be empathetic towards them, even as men and women. How do women help themselves actually? DJ Sports Venture says. Yeah, that's a lot, Greg. Women can help themselves. I mean, I think there's no, let's actually, before we can even talk about helping, let's find out what causes the PCOS in itself. Is it diet? Is it genetics? Is it what they eat? Is it lifestyle? What really causes it? So PCOS is caused by a complex mix of genetics, metabolic and environmental factors leading to hormone imbalances and specifically high male hormones and insulin resistance. The insulin, we will even talk about the insulin resistance, which can be actually crazy much. Imagine when I mean by insulin resistance, many women have cells that don't respond properly to insulin, forcing the pancreas to produce more, which signals ovaries to release excess or extra androgens. I mean, we all have male hormones, like, right? Even men have female hormones, but the female hormones are actually lower in men and higher in women, and the male hormones are higher in men and lower in women. But in somebody with PCOS, um, the the PCOS, the cells don't respond properly to insulin, so it tells the body that the body needs male hormones, and then they start to produce very high um, androgen. So the cause of PCOS is actually genetics, your environment, your lifestyle, metabolic factors. It's actually a complex mix. I don't think there's any one and fast, oh, this is the cause of PCOS. But I think genetics would have a very strong role. If your papa's papa or your mama don't get them before, or they get likely to get them, then you're most likely to actually have PCOS as well. Greg says, what if they want to be left alone? Should we leave them, or what do you think, Greg? Greg, so being sensitive to what people want is very important. Sometimes what they want is not what they need, right? So sometimes what want is not what they need. So someone can tell you, oh, please leave me alone. I want to be left alone. It might not mean technically that they want to be actually left alone. It might just mean, oh, I just need some space. So, I mean, you might also need to be intuitive about. Greg said that's another problem. Yeah. You might want to be intuitive about what they want or what you think they want or what you think they also need. So, if somebody tells me, for example, I want to be left alone, it also depends on how they say it. If they're very harsh towards me, the normal me is I'll just leave them alone. But considering knowing that this person is my loved one, somebody that cares for me, or I care for them, I'll probably just give them a little space. But I will be like, I'm here when you want to talk, or I'm here when you need me. I'll probably even send them like a package, because this is more like an hormonal thing. I know our hormones actually affect our moods, our emotions, our reactions to things. So I'll probably just be supporting them from afar, maybe sending them gifts. When some women are in their periods these days, people send them like period packages and all. But someone with PCOS, they might not even be seeing their period as often. So you might just want to support them emotionally in any way, that just by being there, you know. And also listening to informations like this will help you understand what they are going through mentally, because some of these things we don't even know what they are going through. Even myself as a woman, even though that I'm reading deeply about it, I don't understand it. I just know that yes, PCOS leads to infertility, but you don't even understand how deep it actually is. So sometimes reading about this, watching clips about it will help you be more empathetic to what they're going through. And women can help themselves by being very lifestyle conscious. Some things that are genetics related, we cannot really solve it because they're already in your genes. But you can be more lifestyle conscious. You can take your hormonal pills regularly. You can just follow the doctor's prescriptions. A lot of the times people know that they have this issue, but they are probably too tired, too depressed, too angry, too disappointed to actually follow through with doctor's prescription. The other day, we saw Lupita Nyong'o coming out to say that she actually has 77 fibroids. I saw it on her page. She said she has 77 fibroids in her body growing. And the truth is, no matter how, the more you take them out, the more they even keep growing as well. Greg says, so it's better to take care from afar. That's for somebody who says they want to be left alone, but that does not mean that you just, ghost them completely because they say they want to be left alone, probably because they want to deal with the issue by themselves, but it doesn't mean that they don't need support or your support at any point in time. Emancipation. So is it okay for a guy to be here? Yes, now. We're talking about a story of a man and a woman who were in love, and the woman got PCOS, or she was diagnosed with PCOS, and the guy got scared that she will not be able to give birth because PCOS causes um infertility in women. So he was scared that, oh, this girl will not be able to give birth. Then he broke up the relationship and went away. And thankfully, after years passed, she actually got pregnant and has 3 kids. So PCOS is not a write-off completely to infertility. The fact that you have PCOS and male hormones don't mean that you can't carry your child. Even doctors will tell you, oh my God, the chances are low. But it doesn't really mean that the chances are low because again, there's biology and there is you and there are other factors that also contribute to it. So now she has 3 kids and now they bumped into each other. She's still in love with him. She wants him back. He wants her back. And she's asking, is she the problem if she takes him back after he left her when she had PCOS? Greg says, I swear. What are you swearing about? It's so difficult. Yeah, I know. Especially for coming from a man's perspective. I could have imagined what that guy in the story went through at the time, being a doctor. And yeah, it can be difficult, actually. It can be. And I think it just gets to a point where you have to now start picking your struggles. You have to now say, okay, you know what? Do I love this person well enough to fight this battle with them? Because sometimes it's not about, oh, I pity them. I want to be with them. I want to struggle with them. Sometimes, I mean, yeah, it's okay to be empathetic, but if it's not something you want to do, if something that was also going to affect you or affect your mental health, you also don't want to be part of it. So you need to now start asking yourself the strong or powerful questions like, oh, do I care about this person well enough to fight this battle with them? Do I love them to stay with them? Because those are deep questions that will help you know if you are, you know, if you want to be there, because it will be not nice if you are there because you pity them, not because you actually care about them and you want to fight the battle, you want to see them do better. So it's a place where you start asking yourself a right question. Do I love them well enough to fight with them? Do I want to fight this battle? Do I want to also be faced with chances that she might not have a child for me, or she'll have a child for me? Will I be there? Do I want to be there with her, back to back, or do I just want to support from afar? Do I just want to be there with for her financially, or do I just want to be there with her emotionally? So you need to also ask yourself that question. If he takes her back, and she should be happy if she's not married, um it will be better if both of them go both ways, because insecurities will be high according to KBC. So the question is she married or single? Well, I wish I knew. Greg Collins says, I wish I could have a private section with the doctor because I do care. Oh, I think you can. There are a lot of therapists out there. You don't even have to even see a therapist. You can actually go to the hospital, consult with a doctor, and say you want to see a doctor. Then consult with doctor. You can even go to this female. Let me see, what do they call these female doctors? Oh, I'm sure they are even PCOS doctors. Trust me, they are. They are female doctors. You can just have a session with them. Um, female, like, let me see. You can have a section with them and ask them all these questions. A gynecologist. So you can book a session with a gynecologist or a therapist, depending. You can go for a therapist, you can go to a gynecologist, and then you tell them, oh, I want to talk about this and that and that. My woman is this, my woman is that. How can I be there? Blah, 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 blah. So you wish you could. Why do you wish? It's something you can do. You don't have to wish that you can. You can actually set up a private section with a doctor. It might just cost a little bit of money, but you can if you think that you do, because you also don't want to make the wrong decisions and choices because you're emotionally overwhelmed as well. Kabisi said that's where yeah, Kabisi, I understand you. It's actually a lot of problems. The PCOS is a problem, the love and relationship is another problem. The coming back together, the leaving because of PCOS is a problem, coming back together is another problem. So it's like problem jam kasala on this one. Greg says, the issue can also affect guys that can't control their emotions. I agree with you because the lady is also not in her right emotions, or she's heavily influenced by her hormones. So a man who also does not understand that, let's say you're with a lady that has PCOS and she's always overwhelmed and all that, and a man, he doesn't know that. So it's gonna be a clash of emotions for real, a titanic emotional outbreak. So I think one thing I would advise in this issue is that a lot of the time information actually solves a lot of problems that people don't even know. Sometimes getting information banishes, enables clarity and banishes fear. So in times where you're thinking, oh, I can't handle this or that, that's the time for you to actually set out and get information, get knowledge. Once you have the knowledge that you need, then you know how to take the next step, emotionally or not. Emotions is something that can be complex. People deal with it differently. So, like I said, seeing a therapist would be very helpful. The time I was having a lot of issues mentally, usually I'm my own therapist, and I do a lot of reading and watching of clips. But sometimes I was really really overwhelmed, and I needed a therapist. I saw a friend who was a therapist, not a friend, but somebody introduced her, and I actually paid her to just talk to her about everything going on with me at the time. And trust me, I felt a lot better. So, apart from getting information and knowledge, you might also need help with, navigating your emotional stress and instability at the time. Kabiesi says, in as much as she has kids already, they are not for him. Greg says, what if the therapist is going through trauma too? Well, that's on them. I don't know. They are a therapist for a reason. So when a therapist is going through trauma, they drop their trauma. They know how to I'm supposing that they know how to handle their trauma. So a therapist is supposed to know that, oh, I'm going through this trauma and I'm just going to separate my trauma from this client's trauma, and I'm going to talk to them and attend to the issues head on. The difference between a therapist and somebody who is not is that a therapist is more self-aware. They know what they're going through. They might or might not be have solved it, but they know what they're going through. They can identify it and they can separate it from whatever it is that they are talking or tackling. So whether a therapist is going through trauma or not is actually none of your business. The therapist is more like a job for them. So I think they are aware enough to separate it. You know, that's why I say sometimes I can be my own therapist, because I'm also self-aware to that point where I'm like, oh, I'm catching myself. Oh, this is me acting from my emotional point of view, and I'm like, oh, this is me reacting. Oh, this is me responding. Oh, I should have responded. Oh no, I reacted here. So it's basically self-awareness in all of this. Harry W, hi. Hi, Fire. Thank you for the follow. I'm good. How are you? Yes, I'm in Lagos City. Greg says it will be, well, it's 2 months now for me knocking out. Wow, Greg, why? I think you should reach out. I don't want anyone manipulating me. What do you mean manipulating you? Using the situation to manipulate you? You think she's using her PCOS situation to manipulate you? And why do you feel manipulated? How do you know you're being manipulated? Hey, worship now. Thank you, Harry. She's not stable. Fire says self-aware. You're an observer of your emotions, not a prisoner. Yes. She's not stable. Yeah. So you think, how do you now know that she's going to use her instability to, how do you know she's not just being, she's just unstable or unstable? And how do you know the difference between, oh, she's just unstable, or, oh, she's manipulating me now? Hi, Dorcas. Greg Collins says, and the same, I want to be left alone, so I respected it. Mm. Yeah, but I said you don't know whether she said it because she was just being emotional, or she actually, some people say what they don't mean. Like, oh, please just leave me alone. Sometimes to women, it means, oh, please come closer to me, try harder. So I respect that you respected, I want to be left alone, but I mean, if it's somebody that's a loved one, you might also want to keep in touch, not completely leave her alone. Sexy daddy. Hi. Huh? Greg says lol almost. Yeah. But you know that. A lot of the times when a lady that you like or you're chiking is turning back at you and saying, I know they're interested. Sometimes that's what even give you men the ginger, to pursue harder. You tell a guy to leave him alone, he obeys, but you expect him to still check up. Yeah, sexy daddy, because she's sick, because she has PCOS, not because she's trying to check. Don't get me out of context. Because she has PCOS, she's struggling with hormonal changes, infertility issues. She's in her emotions. So it's just like somebody saying, "Oh, I want to die now. Let me jump over this bridge. Leave me alone. Let me die." And you are around them. You're 3 steps from them. So what do? You leave them to die? No, tell me, sexy daddy, is that what you're gonna do? You're gonna leave them to die? In that moment, you know that they don't completely mean it. It might just mean that they're overwhelmed by certain issues and emotions that make them think, you know what, that is the only solution at the time. Greg says actually her condition is making things messy and I don't want to add to it because she loves me. Well, that's why I told you earlier on to ask you. I said you need to ask yourself if you want to be a part of the journey or not. I said, do you love her enough to be a part of the journey, to fight through with her, to be there for her, or you don't? If you do, then you have to be there for her because you care about her so much, too much to let her go through it alone. And if you don't care enough, then maybe it's time to say bye bye. Because it would be not nice, doing things out of pity. I remember saying that earlier. Kabiyesi says, I don't chase, I replace. Valid, very valid. So I guess that is what the guy in the story did. He realized she had PCOS. He didn't want to change, so he replaced. And 5 years down the line, he realized that he made a mistake because the person he seemingly replaced now has 3 kids. And he left her because he thought she wouldn't be able to have a child. So that was doing too much. So why I left? Okay. I mean, your story sounds similar to the story that we discussed today, Mr. Greg. The difference is that she hasn't had 3 children yet. The difference is that she hasn't had 3 children yet. When she now has children, would you be heartbroken and say, "Oh my God, I should have been there for her," or would you have said, "You know what? She probably my woman, not my cup of tea, and you know, I don't feel any regrets." So that's why I said you also have to be true to yourself and ask yourself a question: is this something I really want to do or not? Greg says, I wish I can drop a voice note. Sure, you can actually call in. You can call in and do talk to audio wise and hear your voice. Odnita, hi. Oh, so I love that we actually thank you so much for the questions, Greg. I love that we actually talked about this today, PCOS. I was personally enlightened by it. Honestly, I was. For me, if she's married, I'll be so happy for her. Happy to see. Well, nice to meet you and God bless you. Same here, Greg. Because how do I call in? You just send an invite, and I'll pick your call. But yeah, it's been 1 hour of talking PCOS and solving this PCOS problem. Thank you so much for being a part of the live stream, um, for asking valid questions and, you know, valid answers as well. Appreciate you all. I think this has also taught us that women with PCOS are not meant to be abandoned or um, looked away or, you know, looked down on or just, it's just like somebody who is depressed or suicidal and you just leave them to just go through it alone. It can be a weight, a very huge weight on their shoulders. So I think this story is teaching us that we should be more empathetic towards people with PCOS. Both men and women should be more empathetic towards women with PCOS because it can be a lot on them mentally, hormonally, uh, emotionally, maritally, relationships wise, financially as well. It can be a lot financially because you have to be seeing doctors here and there. I actually have a friend who is dealing with a lot of fibroids at the time. I think I should even be asking her, oh, do you have PCOS or something? Because PCOS can also be one of the causes of fibroids and all. And I know how it can be for her. She's been into surgery, in and out of surgeries here and there. And then I'm sure she'll get to a point where she's asking herself, am I the problem? Am I the only one going through this? That could even lead to suicidal thoughts, depression, and mental health issues. So yeah, some of them will tell us to leave them alone, but we should be more empathetic towards them, check in on them, support them financially, emotionally, be there for them, pray for them if you can, and yeah, do you? Hey, Judicious, hi, Emmanuel. Yeah. All right. So thank you guys for being a part of the live stream. I hope you're able to learn a thing or two because I did. I'll be back again tomorrow between 10 and 12 p.m. for another exciting problem for you. Hey, Daddy. All right. See you tomorrow.